Today is International Men's Day. Woo! Hype. I wasn't gonna make a video today, but because after the Demolition League, I'm just sort of trying to wind down a little bit. I just need a little bit of time to just sort of do nothing. And of course, hopefully in the future, I actually have videos and stuff pre-prepared for something like that. But at the moment, I'm just sort of meandering about doing nothing. But then I realized, oh wait, it's International Men's Day. It'd be nice to make a video. And here I am. And of course, the topic is as stated in the thumbnail title. But first of all, some thanks to go out. Thank you to Forever Driven for the £23. Thanks for all the years of content, Sid. More than happy to help you in supporting this. See you at 500k subs, Forever Driven. I don't think I'm hitting 500k subs anytime soon. I don't think that's happening. Zinnia, thank you for the £3. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. And a massive thank you must go to Sir Fixifo and his audience. And Vixel. Vixel recently pledged, and Sir Fixifo's team pledged, that their winnings from the Demolition League, co-funded by Driminator, will be going to my men's mental health thing. But the thing is, it doesn't end there. The amount that they won, that is then going to my thing. Well, during the Demolition League that I held, it was an esports competitive league. Well, so Fixifo's audience decided, hey, let us give, let us try, right? Let us raise some money that in the end of during the stream will go to this. They raised €350. €350 combined with the amounts that everyone's pledged. It's gonna double the amount I've raised, and I can't be more grateful. Sir Fixfo is of course a German content creator, does summit guides. You might know him. You might know the liveries because all the top 100s are often his team that make them with his name on it because they make really good liveries, so they get a bunch of downloads and stuff. Well, Sir Fixfo, thank you. Thank you to Sir Fixfo's audience, everyone who gave. Thank you to Sir Fixfo's team. Thank you to Vixel. Thank you for putting forward that money to... I didn't even expect it. I mean, I knew that I was obviously... I know that I'm doing this month. But when I got those awards, I got those rewards a month ago. So I didn't even think, oh, people would decide, oh, actually, Sid, we're going to give it to that. So thank you. Also, I've been keeping my bloody beard clean. I mean, today I'm a bit scruffy. I need a haircut, but like I've been shaving every morning now, and it's a bit spotty, but I've been liking looking clean. It looks a bit oily because of the post-shave balm that I use, but damn. Been getting compliments on the mustache and everything too. I was out with my girlfriend the other day in London, seeing another friend of mine who's a Muay Thai fighter. Well, she didn't win her fight, but we did at least get to go see her. And all in all, I really, I got a bunch of compliments and stuff. So that was cool. I got compliments on the mustache. Well, there was one guy at the fight who complimented me a bunch of times because he kept having to go forward and backwards. And then there was this one guy. It was him and his wife drunk on a train. Well, no, he was drunk, and his wife was there too. And I started talking to them, and the wife was lovely. We were just yapping back and forth about, oh, so you're in the same area. Oh, how's it? Isn't it nice? What do you do? Yada yada. And the boyfriend was sort of there, just like, what a mustache, man. No, I'd follow you anywhere. I'd listen to everything you got to say. What a mustache. So you know what? I'm feeling bloody good about the mustache. The mustache feels good. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're not here to talk about my damn mustache. We're here to talk about women. See, the thing about men's mental health is a part of it, amongst many things, mindset, work ethic, just the way you're raised, the people around you. A big part of men's mental health is women. And I thought that I would give a bunch of little bits of advice and anecdotes and open up about some stuff, just in chronological order of my life. Because, of course, there has been many a women in my life. And it all sort of begins, when you first start liking women. And the thing about me is maybe it's obvious, maybe it isn't. I grew up insanely awkward. Insanely timid, insanely shy. I had no idea how to communicate with anyone, let alone women. I was the shy. I grew up, was raised obviously by South Asian parents who obviously wanted to manipulate enough so that I wasn't actually capable of standing up for myself or having a voice myself. So I not only was shunned for that, I didn't know how to fight, how to stand up against that. And it ended with, well, eventually I decided I'll fake it till I make it, and then eventually I got confident, but that was later. See, while I was still shy, I then did get the odd crush or two. In fact, I remember the first one. I wrote her a poem and everything, and I asked her out a plethora of times, and God, it's embarrassing. And I would get very, very upset every time she said no. I'd cry. I was obviously like 10 years old, but I'd cry, and there ain't nothing wrong with it either. All right. Then obviously it was a crush here or a crush there. There was this one girl who I wrote a poem for, a second girl who I wrote a poem for. She read it out in front of the class. I can't hate her for it now, but like. Even like one of the more popular girls, you know, the one to make fun of you just for sake of, just because, oh, you're awkward, even she was like, oh, this seems a bit mean. But no, I think it's quite the memory. It's a lot of fun to think about now that because I'm so, obviously I'm so insanely different now. It's insane to think I wrote a poem for a girl, and it went like that. Yeah. But eventually, I got into. I seized the opportunity of moving into another class to change myself. See, the thing is you can put as much value as you want into what other people think about you, but that will never be valuable to you. You gotta just improve yourself, man. You gotta improve yourself for what you want to be. I put my value a lot in what other people thought about me, and to be fair, it helped to a degree. The thing is that there's a middle ground. There's people who are like, oh, just do what you want and that's it, and that's fine. But like, human interaction is a big part of humanity, so to a degree you still want to like do something or other that gains you some kind of positive perception from other people. So there's that balance. Is that, yes, be you, and throw in the little bit of like, yeah, okay, sometimes you gotta balance actually being presentable to the world, but then outside of that, just accept what you are. I love a good Lego game. I'll sit and play a goddamn... I haven't in a while, actually. I'll sit and play a goddamn good Lego game. I like my mustache. The other day, I wore an underlayer. It's like a sporty underlayer, and then a baggy black top over it. And a lot of people who are way too worried about their own perception were like, this looks bad. And I was like, oh, it looks kind of cool. That's all it is. And some people thought it looked cool, some people thought it didn't. And then that's all it is. Is look, you gotta, there's maybe a baseline, but after that, just unapologetically be yourself. To a degree. And I eventually started carving myself into the person I wanted to be. See, the thing is sort of stepping away from women in general. I just got bullied a lot, and I wanted to be someone different. So I faked it till I made it. I just pretended to be someone else. I pretended to be someone more confident. I pretended to be someone who knew what they were doing. I pretended to be someone who would actually say the joke I was thinking. And then that ended up just being me. And we'll actually come back to that strategy. But first, women. Now, my hopeless romantic side definitely didn't go away even once I got confident. See, because I may have gotten confident, but I still didn't know what I was doing with women. And I was if anything, ashamed about the myself and how bad I was at it. But it sort of ended up in like this interesting thing. Is I ended up just becoming very good friends with a lot of women. Which the thing is, you know what the sad thing is I say that, and then in my head I hear like an online nice guy like, oh my god, friend zone. And no, I mean like I was good friends with women. Because I think what ended the weird thing was I was insanely shy, and then I slightly came out my shell enough that I would be confident and I would make jokes and I would be able to talk to people, but also I wasn't out of my shell enough to be a degenerate flirt. So I think these more popular women in school, they just sort of liked being friends with me. And that was a lot of fun. That was nice. And that attention is something incredibly valuable. Is something I'll curve back around to. The thing is I eventually had this one friend who means so much to me. See, in the lower schools and stuff, in like lower school, middle school, we didn't really know each other, and every now and then we'd have like a spout or like an argument. I remember there was these two times, it happened twice, which annoyed me so much that just someone said to her that I was talking badly about her, and it was never true. But whatever. We had these spouts and whatever, and general arguments for other stuff and whatever. And it was stupid, obviously. It was kid stuff. But the only thing I can compare this next bit to is what siblings describe. There's these memes that go about of siblings where eventually they just realize, actually, this dude's pretty chill. See, the thing is we lived in a smaller village, and we're on the same bus to school. And I remember this one time I went through some stuff, and it happened during a school day, and I posted about it, and on my Snapchat, vaguely, and she reached out, and she was like, "Hey, I hope you're okay." It was semi-jokey, but it was like, because that rapport hadn't been built yet, but she was like, "Hey, I hope you're all right, and I hope you know I'm here for you," and I feel like that was that. I feel like that was sort of like this coming of maturity of being like, you know what? Guy's actually pretty chill. And we ended up being there for each other for a while. Now the thing is this takes a turn, right? And I think what happened here is God, it's daunting to open up about this, because I'd say this is potentially one of the things in my life that I'm the most ashamed about. I don't regret many of the things I've done in life. I think everything obviously leads to where you are. There's not a lot of stuff that I would have done differently. I mean, sure, maybe here and there, but like, I think this is the one thing in my life that I'm embarrassed about, that I hate myself for doing, that I which is of course all just synonyms for things I'm ashamed about. And it's eventually, so this person was there for me, and I was there for her, and her family was there for me as well. And I knew her boyfriend very well as well, and he was a great guy. He's still a great guy. I mean, he did Movember like a year before I first did it, or like 2 years before, inspiring. And I forget if it was his or hers, like a charity thing. I think they were like, I gave to one just generally, and then the other one, my first ever like YouTube fundraiser that I did raised like £180. I gave to one of those two, I think, either hers or her boyfriend's. But God, I'm such an idiot, man. I caught feelings like an idiot, and I hate myself for that. Now, of course, again, you know, it's not like she was single. It wouldn't have changed anything if she was, but like, it was a stupid thing to have allowed myself to do, and I think it's one of the main things in my life that I wish I had done differently, because I hate that I did that. I hate that I allowed myself to. I hate that I couldn't have just allowed it to be the good thing that it was. So that I had to go and be an idiot and catch feelings, and I still talk to her. Plans keep falling through. That's annoying, but that's just adulthood, is what that is. But Like I still would feel happy opening up to her about anything. We don't talk as often, but like I still would absolutely be happy to talk to her and stuff. But like at the time, it definitely drove a wedge between us. Now the thing is thankfully I wasn't like, God, God, can't believe you're not gonna go out with me. God. I remember admitting as well. I was like, hey, look, I know that this is just something I'm gonna have to get over, but it still did change things, and as it would and should have. You know, I was so close to her, and I allowed myself to see her that way, which I never should have. And that's the thing, is I think a thing it leads into. God, I do hate myself for it. Yeah, I'm such an idiot, man. I threw away the purity of that, of just a good friend like that. And here's the thing: is there's this argument that goes around every now and then when it comes to catcalling. This stupid rebuttal that guys will have for catcalling, where they'll be like, "Oh, guys never get compliments. If I randomly got complimented, then I'd actually be like, oh, that's so good." Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing about guys getting compliments is, fella, you're gonna catch feelings immediately. And I'm not talking about myself here. I mean, maybe ages ago, but like the thing about men is that fuck, we have a hard time, man. We get a hard time. You get like there's a reason there's so many memes about like a guy gets one compliment and then remembers it for the rest of their life. I still remember there was this one time a girl, I had to have been 11 years old at most, and she complimented my eyebrows. And I've been happy with my eyebrows ever since. I've been like, shit, okay, my eyebrows are pretty cool, I guess. There's one time this girl complimented my jawline. I don't know where that went. Guess that just left. Guess I left that in school. But that one stuck with me. There's any sort of compliment like that. The thing about a guy is that there's the other side of memes. Is the thing is you see on these nice guy things is basic human decency is misconstrued as flirting. You gotta just value a compliment at face value. You gotta just value a woman being nice to you just as being a friend, because that's all it is. And I hate that I hate what I did. I do. It's something I've never properly opened up about before. Obviously, I've talked about it before. You know, I've talked to my missus about it as well, my girlfriend about it and whatnot. And I've talked about it here and there. And obviously, but I can't express how differently I wish it was. I wish I hope you can learn from that. I hope you can learn to switch that off. Because I think something also I've talked to my girlfriend about is the thing about like a platonic relationship between a man and a woman. Just in general here, by the way, this isn't a use case for every situation. I'm sure women catch feelings as well. But in a purely platonic relationship, the issue often is it comes down to the guy. The guy has to be like, I'm not going to pursue this like that. And please learn that, find that within yourself, because some of the best advice and some of the closest people in my life have been women who are just platonic, just that. Not only this childhood friend of mine, but like this other one who they were friends at the time, and I talked to her a bunch. She was in my business class, and. Like her, I've opened up to her about so many stuff, and she has given me some of the best advice I've ever gotten. And that's all it was, and it was just a platonic, and it was relationship advice. And the thing is that's so valuable to receive that, to have that, to get that. And then on the closest one that I had, the only person who I'd open up to about like some of the deepest things, I threw away like an idiot. But the thing is that changed how I perceived it in general. This advice that I'm giving you right now wouldn't have been able to have been given if I hadn't made that idiotic decision. I just hate that it was at the cost of. I still think I'm friends with her, but like at that friendship, you know, I hate what I did, and I ruined that kind of friendship for her. because again, it's on the guy. But then once that happens, you know, you begin to lose that trust. You begin to realize, okay, well, look, if you're that kind of a friend with a guy, well, the idiot's gonna catch feelings, and that sucks because there is a lot to be gained on both sides with just a platonic relationship. Just having someone to open up, just understanding for the main part is you gain this understanding and this value, and I took that forward in life. I took that strongly forward in life because I knew how much I messed up, and since then I really value just platonic relationships. That's it. Any woman who I've sort of more pursued has always been, you know, established from the start, this is what this is. But then separately, I really value the platonic relationship. Some of the best advice, understand all of that stuff. And I've had many women who I just like, I put down from the beginning. I'm like, this isn't like that, right? And I have to establish it because that's how you gotta do it. Is you gotta make it clear. You gotta know that just if a woman is kind to you, that doesn't mean she's into you. If you really want the best luck, is have women who you know for a fact that you would not let this go further than anything, and have them help you in life. Like the one who gave me some of the best advice. So I had this thing that was, I suppose, it was near end of college, but like original college. I guess it was near end of school, kind of like a year after, and then the second year of college I took off. But then that's where I got this advice, it was so many different bits of advice, and it was like she was like, man, women suck. Just look, if they don't reply to you, just move on. And she phrased it way better than that. But it really hit that time where I was like, wait, I can just move on. And that's what you should do. Look, if what I do now is I really value the because of my like mindset in life and stuff, is that no one really owes you anything. Appreciate what you do get. Because I feel no one owes you anything, no matter what. If I'm not gonna get a reply back, I'm gonna move on. If I'm not gonna be treated well, then I'm just gonna move on. And it grew into that eventually, but originally that advice gave me the confidence I needed. And then I brought in that fake it till you make it thing again. I just pretended to be confident. I just said what I thought people who were confident would say. And that actually worked. Except, see, I opened up to this very close friend of mine once, and I was like, hey, I'm really desperate to get into a relationship, which is a whole other can of worms, fellas. You don't need to be in a relationship. I'll get to that. And I opened up to her and I was like, hey, I'm desperate to get into a relationship, but what if I fear that I'm just going to accept whatever relationship I've given and end up in a really abusive one. Because I just want a relationship that bad. And that's exactly what happened. See, the thing is, hear me out first. I don't blame her too much. But the first relationship I got into was abusive. Both of us were in our first proper relationship, and you know, it's a stupid cliche, but it was the cliche of like the woman who's never been treated right before, and you're the first one to treat her right or whatever, and then it goes downhill, and it was terrible, and you know, my close friend, she was still there for me, and she warned me, and I didn't listen, and I stayed in this relationship for far too long. Don't let that happen to you. If something is bad in a relationship, it needs to end. See, the issue was, and my friend made this clear to me as well, when I opened up to her about why we were still together, is I was afraid of being alone again. And that's what ended up being a big reason for me to stay, was because I didn't want to be alone again. not having anyone is better than having someone bad for you. Is vaguely what she said to me. And I should have listened, and I should have left, and I didn't, and that relationship got worse and worse, and it was really weird, and it would affect my mental health, and I hated the fact that something could happen, and all of a sudden my entire week's ruined, or it's gonna be ruined, or it's gonna not be good, and I hated what I had to go through, and I hated what me and her both had to go through, because we were idiots, and don't let that happen to you. And separately, the thing is, you don't need a relationship. You don't. Not to bring in a Guardians of the Galaxy quote, but you might want to just find the lily pad after lily pad after lily pad and jump around and get into relationships or whatever. Sometimes you just gotta learn to swim. You just gotta learn to be you. See, the thing is, someone can't be the 40% to your 60%. You need to be 100%. So that with someone else, you become 140%. You make them their own 140%. That's what you need in life. You don't need someone to complete you. You need to be complete with someone. So if something does happen, you're still you. You're not half the person you used to be. You're still you. You need to stop and put it to the side, a desire to be with someone. You just need to be you and figure out who you at 100% is. Because that's then when, well, you start to realize stuff. You start to be able to, I mean, mix the not wanting, not like having the desire to chase, right? Mix that with valuing women as friends and allowing yourself to have women as friends. Well, you end up being a pretty chill guy. You end up being pretty damn chill. It ends up sorting itself out. You end up feeling pretty good about yourself. Or at least from experience, I suppose. And eventually this relationship did end. And it ended in a very toxic manner. But I did go through that. And then I got spat out the other way, and in a really weird circumstance. See, when I came into my confidence properly, like with women, was when I was 17, and then I straight got into a relationship, and then that was toxic, and then now I got spat out the other end, back with my confidence, not wanting to be in a relationship, and as someone who was, I suppose, described as a smidge flirty on occasion. Now, this is another chronological process in a chronological point in my experience with women. Is okay. Look, around that time, I would get around a bit, and look, again, I made sure to keep those who I was friends with just that. Anyone who I would maybe do stuff with, it was that from the start. It was that from the start. And it was fun. It was. Look, it was nice. And I look, I don't know why I get like this talking about it. I got around a fair bit for a little while. That was nice. But I got bored of it. Look, I got around and I was like, okay, this is a lot easier than I thought it was, because I'd built myself up to 100%. I've got these people close to me. I've grown into this confidence. This treating of it, if it needs to be treated as a casual thing, not as in like a casual thing with a woman. I mean like the idea of talking to a woman needs to be, again, like I did, like, you know, I just sort of pretended like I knew what I was doing. That confidence needs to be treated as casual. Confidence needs to be seen as the normal. Now, I don't mean arrogance. I don't mean be a dickhead. I don't mean be an idiot. I mean just like, look, you can throw in a cheeky compliment here and there. Don't think too big of yourself. Never think too big of yourself. But look, you can check out a little compliment here and there. If it's not received well, okay. Done. Wall's there. Boom. That's it. That's all it takes. And eventually I got bored. I thought this was sort of useless. I had a many fun experiences, and then I was like, none of this kind of means anything. And look, they were lovely. They were great, respectable. Um, Eventually I was like, this is I can't be bothered with this. So I just sort of spam went through and unfriended and blocked a bunch, and then I was like, I'm just gonna chill and do me now. And I will say, if you ever are in a confidence like that, never let anything like that make you think you're bigger than you are. And I didn't. That's why, I suppose that's why I don't like telling the nitty gritty stories, right? I don't mind if I'm talking to the boys about it, but like I look, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about like, oh my god, foof, there was all of these, and then there was this one girl who, and then there was the other girl, and then there was, look, because it's, at the end of the day, it's about respect, I guess. Keep yourself as you, and never let it make you different, right? Confidence and arrogance are confused as the same thing. They shouldn't be. Not to be like the Sigma Stoic type. Just be confident in yourself and let that be as it is. Be chill. But I cut everyone off, and I then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, despite wanting to cut everyone off and just be me, I trip, fall, slip and dive into the best relationship and the best thing I could ever have wanted in my life. My girlfriend, Mush, is the most precious thing I have ever had in my life. She is caring and kind, she's loving, and she is perfect. We gel on so many things. We're the exact same mindset. Our conversations, especially near the beginning, were just it was just constant, just, oh my god, yes, literally that, yes. Finding out about each other. Our chemistry is always just electric. We're just, the way we are is we are casually in love. And when it comes to advice, here's what I say about my girlfriend at the moment. When it comes to advice, is being in a perfectly healthy relationship has made me terrible at relationship advice. When someone comes to me with a qualm of being like, hey, my partner did this, I don't know what to say anymore. Now, maybe when I was in this toxic relationship, sure, because a lot of that becomes deluding yourself into thinking things are okay. But when you don't have to convince yourself and you realize you've accidentally found someone perfect for you, you don't know what to say, because my advice would just be, man, find someone who will be good for you. And the worst thing is I know that's total luck, but that's all it comes down to. I mean, I'm 21 years old. I couldn't be more grateful that I found her when I found her. We're coming up on, what are we? We passed 1 year. We're like 5 months away from 2 years. And like, the thing is you just gotta wait it out, man. You just gotta trust me and wait it out. Make you. And then that's the thing, is that we get to grow together now. Right? Like, we've already become the people we want to be. So now all I get to do is, instead of her being the sole reason I'm better, she's helped me become better. I've helped her become better, rather than being the thing she relies on to be better. And it's beautiful, man. I can't tell you how. Yeah, the biggest thing that I talk to her about when it comes to how perfect we are together is that it's and this sounds maybe like a negative, but it isn't. I don't even know if it sounds like a negative. It's easy loving her. Not only because she is stunning, gorgeous, caring, kind, but it's just like it's just this thing where, like, I can get along with my day. / P.S. I'm also in love with my girlfriend. Like, I work all day and I build this brand and I do what I do and I go to car meets and I go to gym and I go to whatever, and also I have an amazing girlfriend. And she agrees. She gets to build herself, build her life, build the person she wants to be, build the person she is, and also be in love at the end of the day. And that's what I hope you find. Is see, there's these stupid people. There's these kind of stupid people who get bored of relationships because there's not arguing and there's not whatever and there's not, and then maybe they'll go and cheat, or maybe they'll like start an argument for sake of, or maybe they'll just get annoyed at something that has been said just because. Now this happens on both sides of the gender spectrum, but the thing is what stupid people. Now, most likely they're like that because of a house environment or relationships in the past, etc. But like, I couldn't be bothered with that, man. I'm too busy. I'm too busy building my damn life in preparation for her to sit right there making little paintings and stuff, or doing work that she has to do for her job, or university stuff right there while I'm here working, talking, and carrying on with my life. Like, that's it. Is that like it's blissful coexistence. It's peace is what it is, and that's what I want you to value. When you're mutually reassured in loving each other, it makes life so calm, and that's what you should look for. You shouldn't have to chase, they shouldn't have to chase. Maybe you both chase at the beginning, but look, if you don't get anything back, then sort it off and find someone or somewhere you will. If you can't give to them, then maybe realize they maybe aren't the person that you are able to value enough. Look, because I'm able to do what I do for her because of who she is. Look, I will just go, hey, Mush, I'm going to buy you something nice. She'll go, hey, Sid, I'm going to buy you something nice. She just bought me that Lego car on a whim. I've bought her little things. I'll see something that's like, oh, that could be nice. I bought her, and I'll just buy it for her. And it's never like a, I can't believe you didn't do this for Valentine's, and you didn't do this for this, and you didn't do this, and you didn't give me flowers, and this, and this. We're just in love, and we do stuff here and there, and then that's all it is, and that's all it needs to be. And I want you to find that. I want you to value that. I don't say this, and I don't use this whole section to just sit here and brag. I want you to know that you don't need to be in a relationship. So when you do find one that can just be a part of your life, not something you're actively doing. You know how nice it is to talk to her at the end of the day, when during the day I didn't have to constantly stress about it at all? We'll do nice stuff, we'll talk, we'll make plans, I'll do big stuff, I'll spend a whole day planning something. Because I love her, man. Because I love her. This is the woman who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact that this is the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Cause we never have to worry. We've not had a single argument. We never have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about the other. She understands stuff. Like, we've talked about the stuff where it's like, when it comes to any kind of situation, we've talked about every single kind of situation, and we both agree and we're both chill. We both know the way other people are. We both know how each other, the other person is. We're always reassuring, and we're always just chill, and we just sort of collided in a beautiful way. See, the thing is I don't have any of the sort of the nonsensical, a woman's job is and women should be like this, and what's a woman, and people they can't even define a woman, women this, women that. I don't like I love you and that's it, right? I would never ever force her to be in a place she didn't want to be. And here's the thing, on a whim, just happenstance, Mush really likes the idea of cooking or cleaning for someone or looking after someone. And I will always reassure her that, hey, you might love doing that, but every now and then I'll come and we'll turn on some music and we'll cook together. But I'm happy to accept that she wants to cook and clean. If she didn't want to cook and clean, I would be perfectly fine with that. And that's, I think, where the value comes in, is take what you have and accept it and love it. Especially if it's the person who gels with you. Because here's the thing, it's stupid people on both sides of the, because everything's got to be political or whatever. It's stupid people on both sides. Because there's people who are like, oh, you should never cook and clean or whatever, and you should never. I don't care if you want someone who does cook and clean. It's fine. But don't ever think you have the place to blame someone for not wanting to do that. If Mush didn't, okay. Why the hell would you blame someone for not fitting to your permutations that you've set? Same kind of men who think like, oh, what, you don't want to be with me because I'm short. I'm a short guy. I'm like 5'10", 5'9", 5'8", somewhere in that range. I actually don't know. I know that, like, that probably sounds like one of the people who's like, actually, I'm 5'10" in it, but they're like 5'4". No, I mean, like, I actually don't know. I've not bothered measuring myself, because here's the thing, my girlfriend's up to like here, and the thing is, it's stupid, because my height has never mattered with my girlfriend. In fact, she thinks I'm pretty tall, because I am compared to her, and that's the thing. Is that you can have a preference. But then don't be stupid and blame people who don't fit that preference. You can be a type of person yourself, but you can't blame people for that type of person not fitting into your preference. And that's what it comes down to, is I think is that, like, you can have a preference and it cannot matter. I've just sort of lucked out where I've got a woman who, and the thing is, I don't even have preferences in these things. I'd love to be bloody brilliant at cooking, and I will learn from her and help her. But the case comes to it, she wants to cook, I'll let her cook. She wants to clean, I'll let her clean. I'll provide because I want to provide. That's it. I want to provide. That's something I feel. And I'm sure she's the same way. I'm sure she's like, look, if I didn't want to, and it's not that I have to provide because I'm the man, but you know, I want to provide because I want to provide. She will just gift me stuff. She will just get me stuff, and she loves providing too. I mean, sure, I spent the first, like, maybe, I don't know. Well, again, it's just because I want to. I'll cover her stuff. I'll grab her tickets and stuff, and I'll cover her food and stuff. But nowadays, we're just like, we'll split it. We'll split the bill. Of course we will, because, like, whatever. We're both normally sharing the food anyway. And it just doesn't matter. And that's what it comes all the way back around to. I recorded this video twice, so I don't know if I said this one in this one or the other one. But, like, it's just unapologetically being us. And the thing about both of those political sides that I joked about, right? The ones that think a woman should only do a thing that women should, or the political side that is like, you should never cook and clean, and you're disgusting for wanting women to cook and clean. No, you're only an idiot if you start blaming ones who don't. You're fine to have a preference. The thing about that is that, like, none of that matters. None of that matters. I'm opening up about this here, but, like, for 11 months of the year, none of this stuff in my relationship matters, because it's my relationship, and we're goddamn in love, and we carry on being in love, and I love posting her here and there, and we're amazing together, and we value each other so much, and we're so chill together. I'm sorry this video about, like, women in general in my life just derailed into, like, oh my god, this one woman's bloody amazing, ain't she? Some other women in my life. Got this friend. She's a Muay Thai fighter. She's inspiring. The amount that she juggles, this friend of mine, the amount she juggles is crazy. incredibly inspiring. That like the amount she does, and I feel like I could if I wanted to, I could probably talk to her or be like, hey, let's go out and talk about something, and then I think that'd be absolutely fine. But like she is a force to be reckoned with, man. Force to be reckoned with. Insane. I value her a lot, and then here and there I just have a bunch of friends. Just got a bunch of friends that I catch up with. I obviously catch up with my childhood friend every now and then, and I've got friends who I know locally, and I know there's this one like two baristas separately who I'm decent mates with. Lady from the gym who I've talked to on occasion. And I don't know. It's having women in your life is valuable as hell. But it's only valuable once you've given value to yourself, and you've probably abided by all the bits of advice in this video right here. So I hope it was able to help. I hope it was able to give you some perspective on stuff, to let you know what to change, and to know that none of it should ever affect your mental health. That's a big thing about becoming the 100% yourself, is that like it shouldn't be allowed to affect your mental health. It shouldn't. Should never be something you obsess over. Obsess over your own Sigma mindset, guys. Obsess over building yourself and being pretty goddamn chill. I've been really enjoying going to the gym again recently. And my girlfriend was like, "Oh, you're going gym? That's cool. I'll go gym too." And then now she also goes gym, and she looks fucking phenomenal. Oh, fucking amazing. She looks so fucking good. She looks so fucking good. But yeah, no, she looked good regardless. But who's that? What a woman. Yeah, I will never stop being. And you know what? As far as obsession, find the perfect person for you. And I am in the healthy way obsessed with this woman. She's inspiring. I mean, my girlfriend here, of course, she is amazing. An amazing woman, wonderful woman. Crazy good stuff. All right, yeah. This has been essentially just a podcast at this point. I'll talk to you boys later. That's about it from me. Do give to Movember if you can. It would be appreciated. Let's break 1,000, and I think that's it. So, to any woman who I've had a crush on in my life, I get it. I get it. I was so awkward. I get it. To that childhood friend of mine, I'm sorry. I guess. Yeah. And to I don't know, to any other woman in my life, I'm proud of you, but not that matters. I hope you're proud of yourself, if anything. Me being proud of you doesn't mean nothing. But I am, and I hope you're proud of yourself. And to my girlfriend, I love you, and I will keep loving you, and you're amazing. And to all the women in my audience, SidWaj, really? You're watching SidWaj videos? To all the guys in my audience, fuck it, hey, good on ya! Fuck it, yeah, fuck it, am I right? So stupid. All right, in a bit. Boy.